activities in America. It's called gardening.
Well, I got to tell you what, those flowers next to your truck are absolutely gorgeous.
Those are peonies out of the garden, and we got the only problem with peonies is they're beautiful, but like if we get a big rain today,
and we will,
so we just went ahead and cut them. You know,
gorgeous.
How long will those last like that?
Those will last probably a week as long as you don't let them run out of water. But those are just, I brought them for Rachel, but since she's not here, I'll give them to Jackie. So.
Yay! Thanks for getting married, Rachel.
Yeah,
Appreciate
she's in
it.
Hawaii right now.
Those are absolutely gorgeous.
But those are for Jackie to take home and put in her apartment.
Well, you're
now,
sweet.
once you cut them,
Does that
what
mean we're
happens?
dating?
Is it just
Oh.
is it bad for the
I
plant?
love you. You know that, right?
I do know.
Whenever I go there, he asks where you are.
I'm usually out doing something.
do it too
I got to tell you something because I know you won't believe me, and I know I'm saying something you're going to be like, yeah, I told you so. But my flowers are looking great, and they've been doing decently well, knock on something. But I started using Jacks again, and man, are they just taking off and looking gorgeous right now.
It makes such a difference that, and you know, people ask me, well, what's the difference between that and that miracle stuff? And you know, I don't know what the difference is, but it makes a difference.
Well, I finally got a watering can, which I found out really helps.
Yeah, I seen you the other day. You got
Yeah,
that from a garage
From
sale.
Goodwill, yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
It's amazing if you get a watering can and you put stuff in it and water your flowers, boom!
Away they go.
Things happen.
And
and also, I'm getting little green tomatoes already too.
Good. Yep, on your lettuce bowl. Yep,
Yeah.
because that was a patio tomato that's in those, so they'll.
So how big will that get then?
It's not going to get huge. Patio tomatoes.
But
I mean,
tomatoes.
They're not big giant ones like you get in the store, but they're quite a bit bigger than a cherry. You know, they're.
But I can't believe I'm already getting some.
Yeah. Well, I can't either. As cool as it's been, so that's a good
it
thing.
has been cool.
And speaking of being as cool as it's been, we were over there over the weekend, and we checked out your Trinidad hot peppers, and I want to do some comparison as to what it's like growing stuff inside of a greenhouse as compared to outside, to give you an idea of what a controlled environment will do to you.
Right. Well, it's like I say, you know, and outside is best when the weather's good, but it hasn't been hot, and a lot of that stuff just needs hot weather to grow, and peppers are one of them. And yeah, you can see that it makes quite a difference.
Here's Chuck's peppers inside his greenhouse. If Eric could go to there, who's the kitty cat there?
That is, oh yeah, there's the old black cat.
Okay.
That's Black Cat. She's about 20 years old. She just kind of hangs.
But look at the foliage on there, and then
That's a pepper?
That is that Carolina. No, that's the Carolina Reaper.
Oh, Carolina Reaper. Okay.
That's the Carolina Reaper. Okay. And you can see those things hanging down are the blooms, and so that should start. That'll start setting peppers on there here before.
Now compare that to ones that went outside.
Yeah, those are loos that are outside, and they're all.
That's not bad.
They was all planted at the same time.
Right.
But again, that warm, it being, you know, in the greenhouses now, it's getting up to 90, 95 in there during the day.
And you mentioned tomatoes, Jackie's tomato plants. If you are getting tomato plants now and you want to plant them, one thing that you mentioned to me was you need to plant them deep, don't you?
Right. I mean,
explain why, because that's real important.
Well, tomatoes, you know, we had a guy years ago that bought several thousand from us, and he always wanted them, you know, yay tall, you know, 16, 18 inches tall. And he would dig a trench and lay them down and just leave the top 5 or 6 inches out of them, take all the limbs off. And then all those little hairs on those stems will turn into roots, and you know, you'll get a big old stem on that tomato that will hold it up, and that's you know, that'll just more room to take in nutrients and stuff like that out of the ground.
So you take the leaves off.
Just bust the leaves off, and just dig a hole or a trench, whatever, but get it in.
Yeah, that's what we had there.
Yeah,
we buried, all we left was about this much of the plant.
Right.
It's on about 6 inches of the plant sticking out. You can't really see it too well there, but there's one in a container next to it that I didn't put in the hole.
And you'll be amazed at how fast that takes off once we get some warm weather and that thing gets going.
Yep. And you have all kinds of great hanging plants too. What's left?
We still have a pretty good selection. I got a lot of geraniums. That one there that you have on the thing there, that is Scaevola, and you got one of those and took home. We still got a few petunia baskets and stuff left. That's one of the mixed petunias. That was a color that. There's 3 different colors of purple in there, and that's what I have at home, and I think those are absolutely beautiful. But that was not a real popular color this year, but boy, those things are just awesome. Yes,
and they're great, and they just, when you put that fertilizer on, they just explode.
And I'll bring in some pictures of our purple waves out by the road, but they're really starting to take off now.
All right, speaking of taking off, a couple of weeks ago you had some little
I just wanted to kind of bring these in and show them. These are the hardy mums that I had a couple weeks ago. That were just cuttings,
Little tiny
just
things.
little teeny cuttings. But we have got those all stuck now, and you can see the roots on those. And that's in 2 weeks' time. So
That's really good.
It's amazing they would grow that quick.
yeah. You know, I take credit for that, but you know, it's like I said, rooting a mum's kind of like falling out of bed.
They're very hardy.
Yes.
Plants.
Is that what that's why they call them hardy mums?
Hardy mums. Well, and then you know they should come back up next year. These are what will be available. You know, starting the end of August, 1st September. We got about 7,000 of these growing. We'll start bumping these up into big pots probably Monday or Tuesday of next week, and be off and running with those. But
Now, you fertilizing these two every time you water them or not?
mums are really heavy feeders, and yes, we fertilize these from the day we stick them. They get fed. About 100 parts per million, which is fairly light now, but that'll bump up to 300 parts per million as things progress with them. So
Now you gave me 5 of those little cuttings, and I put
Yes.
them just in the garden outside, and 2 of
Yes.
them are still with us.
Yeah.
So they're
well, you know, just to stick them out, you know, neglected. That's why I say rooting them is.
yeah.
So see, if you ever give up this gig, you can come to the greenhouse and I'll.
I'd
This
love
guy
to
has
work
a
in.
huge green thumb.
I know,
I'd love to
he-
work in a greenhouse. in the
He,
winter.
him and his boys come out a lot, and then they. The thing I like best about it when you bring the kids is, you know, you're teaching the kids, and I think that's important to teach the
Right.
kids to get in the garden and learn how to do that stuff, because that's kind of something that's going away.
Well, and I think when the government eventually destroys our economy, they're going to need to know how to grow their own food. So.
Yes, yes.
So you're getting them set for life. Yeah.
That's what I
Thanks, Jason.
And near as I can see, Jason, you might want to kind of speed that process up a little bit.
think so.
One other thing before we go, you have these things that are taking off and growing like wildfire, which is
Right.
great. But you also, we noticed over the weekend, you had something kind of like miniature versions of plants too.
Yes, and those are the
What, itty bitty or itty
those are
bitties?
called the itty bitties. That's like the fairy garden stuff, and we'll have to have Joyce come in and work with Jackie on those again here sometime in the near future.
As I say, those are. I've ever since you introduced me to those last year,
Yeah.
I've seen more
Look
and
at
more
that.
of
Is
those
that
all
cool,
over the
that little
place.
farm?
So much fun, so cute.
And there's so many things you can get in those fairy garden things, and like I say, that's kind of Joyce's thing that wanted to get into this. But we sell a lot of that stuff, and there's everything from rabbit hutches and chicken coops and
Little
farms
tiny
and
ones.
Yes, I mean just
Really?
little
Bitsy ones.
teeny ones.
How fun.
That is
I
cool.
could do a Star Wars.
Also, don't forget you do have your fruit plants too.
Yeah, there's still some fruit. You know, I was really disappointed in that this year. The raspberries and blackberries and grapes and everything. We always sell a lot of strawberries, but everybody'd been asking for this stuff, so I grew tons of this stuff, and I still have tons of this stuff. So
Well, I'll take some off your hands.
I've literally got grapes forming inside the greenhouse on some of
Can
them
I do
plants.
those on a patio, or do those need to be in the
No,
ground?
because those are something. Yeah, those need to be on the ground, a fence, a trellis, or something they can grow up. But I'd hook you up with some of them because that's one of the most hardy plants there is. So you plant them, you got grapes every year, you got stuff
We'll
every
do
year.
that. I have a dent in the shed.
Can I
I need
step
to
on
I'll
them
do
and
this.
make
Yeah.
wine?
I'll come get some.
Okay.
Can I step on them and make wine?
Sure, barefoot.
Perfect. All right, now your location. You have down to one location.
We're
now?
down to one location.
Okay.
Boonville is done now till next spring, but we are at just west of Camp Dodge and east of the Walmart. about
Roadway
halfway.
still open and ready to go.
And good news too.
The road has been suspended indefinitely.
Postponed.
They're not going to do anything now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have mixed feelings on that. I think that's good. I mean, it's good, and I'm grateful for that. But 30 years ago when I went out there was cows across the street, and we knew someday this was going to happen. So if we're going to do it,
Let's do it.
I'd like to do it, but
Yeah.
but it's okay.
But no
Okay.
hassles this summer then.
No hassles this year. And I only got about 5 more years to work, so maybe if we can put it off 5 years, I won't have to worry about it.
There you go. All right, wonderful. Well, thank you, Chuck. Appreciate
Yeah.
it as
Guys, thank
always.
you.
And I believe we have a really cool shot. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
I told him, I'm like, get that camera turned around.
Jason, I got 5,000 cantaloupe on the truck to take to Ray to plant today. Is that probably not going to happen?
No, you can bring them. It's just going to rain heavy for a little bit, but it won't rain all day. That's a shelf
that is
cloud,
cool.
by the way.
Yep.
It's called a shelf cloud.
Yeah, it'll be a good start
You know,
for
it looks like a
Very good.
All right,
Cool.
6 minutes before 7 o'clock. We'll be right back.